Hello. Good evening. We're getting ready to start. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? Pretty good. My name is Rebecca Chibambi, class of 2018, and I would like to welcome you all to the 2018 William Peace State of the University Address. So we have a wonderful evening planned for you all today, starting with the State of the University address, followed by an alumni and friends reception in main parlor, as well as the opening of William Peace's theater production of Beauty and the Beast. I hope you will learn a lot tonight, and I hope you will learn a lot to be proud of as well. It is my pleasure this evening to introduce our speaker, Dr. Brian Ralph, who is the 11th president of William Peace University and took office in August of 2015. He is the proud husband of Kristen of 24 years and the father of 3 teenagers, Abby, Eden, and Izzy. If you would like to read Dr. Ralph's full bio, I encourage you to do so. It is available on our website. But I would like to tell you a little bit about my interactions with Dr. Ralph as a student and now as an employee at Peace. As a student leader, I had the pleasure in assisting with the interview process for the presidential position. And I knew that Dr. Ralph would make an amazing addition to the Peace family, and he hasn't doubted me yet. Later in my Peace career, I had the privilege of receiving the President's Award, and I was recognized by Dr. Ralph. And through receiving this award, I had the honor of observing how much he truly cared about this campus and ensuring its success. Now, as an employee, I get an even closer look at his passion for students, staff, faculty, and the community. Please welcome Dr. Brian Ralph.
Thank you very much. Well, good evening. It is great to have everyone here this evening. Rebecca, thank you for that, very warm welcome. And we are thrilled to have you here tonight. We have a great program planned for you. And as we get started, I hope that as we go throughout the evening that you get as excited as we are about where Peace is headed. And you're going to have a great opportunity to engage with a lot of different folks this evening. Before we do get started, I want to recognize the number of special guests that we have with us here this evening. First and foremost, as you heard earlier, my wife Kristen is here. Also want to welcome her parents, my in-laws, Dennis and Kathy Albrecht. I'm going to hear about that one later. We also have a number of our Board of Trustees members here this evening. Our chairman of the board, Mr. Fred Kelly, and his wife Judy. Ms. Beth Cherry. Ms. Billy Redman. And also Megan Hoffner, who also serves as the president of our alumni board. I'm also extremely honored to welcome Peace's 8th president, Dr. Garrett Briggs, and his wife Susan. If you please recognize them. We have several members of our alumni board and our Young Alumni Council here today. We also have several community members here with us. I would love to give a warm welcome to Mr. Chris Larson, who's the Chief Executive Officer of Downtown Raleigh Alliance. And I know Chris is here somewhere. Okay. And also like to recognize City Councilman and Mayor Pro Tem, Mr. Corey Branch. And in addition to all the great donors and friends we have here, I want to take just a moment to especially recognize members of the Finley Foundation who have joined us here this evening. If the members of the Finley Foundation would just stand for a moment, please. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Just under 65 minutes ago, the Finley Foundation visited with us here at William Peace University to spend a little time in Finley Hall. And because of their initial generosity of Mr. Finley, Finley Hall was constructed and then renovated a number of times. And the Finley Foundation just this afternoon very generously delivered a check of $58,000 to continue improvements of Finley Residence Hall. We are so thankful for that gift. Thank you very much. I'm also thrilled to have so many of our students here from the arts and athletics, and also our student government executive board. Just thrilled to have you all here this evening. Lastly, we have a number of faculty and staff members here. This organization would not be moving forward without the terrific people that comprise William Peace University. So my thanks to all the faculty and staff who are here today, and I encourage all of you to get a chance to visit with them throughout the evening. And lastly, I want to welcome all of those of you who are tuning in online. We have several people joining in, and a special shout out to Molly McKinley, who I know is watching from Colorado right now. So with that, my objectives this evening are twofold. First and foremost is to give you an update on the current state of William Peace University and where we currently stand, and also the results of our first year of executing against our strategic plan, Believe in Peace. Secondly, I want to give you an up-close look at some of the great work that's taking place as part of our strategic plan, and you're going to get a chance to do that in a unique way this evening. This fall, we house over 930 students here on campus. Our traditional new student class was up almost 6% over last year. We now have 28 majors here at the university. We are home to 18 NCAA Division III athletic programs. And this past May, we graduated our second largest class in history of 228 students. I'm also pleased to report that the class of 2017, which was our largest class in history, reported that 97% of them are enrolled in graduate school or employed within 1 year of finishing from William Peace in May of 2017, a truly extraordinary outcome for our students. And they're working in great organizations such as the YMCA, Disney, AT&T, Ubisoft, Special Olympics, the state of North Carolina, and Red Hat, just to name a few. They're also in many terrific graduate schools, such as UNC Chapel Hill, Duke, North Carolina State, Elon, American University, and many others. It was at this time last year I had the opportunity to unveil the Believe in Peace strategic plan. And part of that plan is both to move us forward in an aspirational measure, but also to inspire our campus and our community to believe in peace. It's designed to move us forward and help us achieve our potential. When we're successful at executing the strategic plan, our enrollment will have grown more than 60%, but most importantly, we'll have provided incredible experiences for our students who will in turn graduate at higher rates and go on to do great things and become outstanding citizens in this great country. I'm confident that our Believe in Peace strategic plan is going to unfold in a way that will allow us to be a great story of transformation, and that the university will be recognized not only here in Raleigh and in the Triangle, but in the Southeast United States. I'd encourage you to learn more about the plan by going to our website at www.peace.edu/believe. In September of this year, we wrapped up our first year of the strategic plan, and we successfully completed 29 strategic initiatives that were distributed across the entire campus. I'm so grateful for the outstanding and dedicated work of our faculty and staff who helped move this institution forward. As a reminder, our strategic plan has 4 themes: immersive learning, innovative partnerships, strategic growth, and distinctive identity. A few key wins, if you will, from last year's initiatives. Under immersive learning, we developed a new organizational structure that will help us approach immersive learning in creative and unique ways. And you're actually going to get to hear a little bit more about that in just a few minutes. We also had a goal of raising resources to start our immersive learning program. And our goal was $50,000, and I'm pleased to report that through the generosity of several donors, we exceeded that goal and moved over $100,000 towards immersive learning this past year. Under innovative partnerships, we established over 10 articulation agreements with community colleges across the state of North Carolina. These agreements are designed to specifically enable students at community colleges to, after they finish their first 2 years, to move seamlessly to William Peace University and finish their bachelor's degree in just 2 more years. An outstanding program that has netted some great results. We also have a brand new alumni engagement program. We're going to hear more about that in just a few minutes. But our early work with redeveloping our program around alumni has shown incredible success, and I'm pleased to report that we've already grown the number of our alumni donors by 54% just in the last 2 years. Under our strategic growth theme, we created a new Office of Diversity and Inclusion to advance our efforts of creating an inclusive and respectful community here at the university. We rolled out a brand new campus master plan, which we unveiled at this time last year, and recently added track and field for both the men and women here at Peace, in addition to the also recently added programs of men's and women's lacrosse and men's and women's swimming. And under our last strategic theme, distinctive identity, we launched a new mentoring program for first-year students, and we hosted our first ever Founders Day walk as part of our Founders Day activities to celebrate and honor our founder, Mr. William Peace. We have aggressive plans this year as we move into year 2 of our strategic plan. We're going to be tackling 23 additional initiatives. And they're going to be distributed across a lot of areas, including curricular redesign, implementing a new strategic plan for our School of Professional Studies, which is designed to support working adults and helping them achieve their bachelor degree, launching a new program to increase student engagement, and making Peace an even better place to work for our faculty and our staff. 2 additional initiatives that we already have underway that I'm pleased to tell you about this evening. We'll be opening a brand new admissions welcome center in the next 60 days located right in main building. It will include a new reception area for our guests, meeting spaces, and a new presentation room to house up to 45 guests. This is going to be an integral part of our growth strategy, especially as we welcome over 1,000 guests per year as prospective students here at Peace. We'll also be welcoming the founding class of a brand new RN to BSN program in January 2019. This is one of our new adventures, and we're really excited about the opportunities to make an impact here in the Triangle and the region. There are 2 folks in the room this evening that have done an incredible amount of lifting to get this program off the ground. So I'd like to recognize Dr. Lisa Bonner and Dr. Kobe Leeper, who both have been incredibly important in getting this program started. They've been doing incredible work in building our curriculum out and working with local hospitals. We already have 2 partnerships with both WakeMed and UNC Rex Healthcare, and we are very excited about the opportunity to engage in the community with these partners. One of the other exciting parts of having a new strategic plan is that we get to tell the story about where Peace is headed. And because of that, we've had opportunities to engage with corporations and organizations and friends who have chosen to believe in Peace in unique ways and are excited about our future, and have chosen, most importantly, to invest in our future. Just in the last 90 days, we have had direct gifts to support our efforts of more than $450,000 to help move our Believe in Peace plan forward. And I'd like to take a moment to thank the donors who are in this room who made that possible. I'd now like to shift gears a little bit and help bring the strategic plan to life in a little more of a unique way. Frankly, so you can hear a lot less about me and a little bit more about some of the terrific people who are helping moving our strategic plan forward. The first area we're going to talk about this evening is immersive learning and some of the recent work that we're doing in that area. I'd now like to invite Dr. Megan Kittle-Autry, Assistant Dean of Academic Affairs, and Mr. Dakota Slate, a student here at Peace, up to the stage. Dr. Kittle-Autry is the Assistant Dean of Academic Affairs at William Peace and is overseeing the opening of the new Center of Immersive Learning called APEX here on campus. She holds a PhD in Communication, Rhetoric, and Digital Media from NC State and has taught undergraduate and graduate courses for 9 years. Her favorite thing about working here at Peace is the close connection and mentorship between faculty and staff and our students. Dakota is a sophomore honors student here as well as an exercise and sports science major. He also plays on the baseball team. He was born in Connecticut, but grew up in Winston-Salem, just west of Raleigh. In his spare time, he enjoys watching sports and has even taken up sports journalism as a hobby. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. Kittle-Autry and Dakota Slate. So just to set this up a little bit, immersive learning is the theme that we launched last year as part of our strategic plan. And what immersive learning is focused on, not only on what students learn, but in how they learn. And so we've explored a lot of different ways. The great thing is Peace has had a long history of doing this type of work. Our internship program has been in place well over 20 years, which is certainly a very immersive experience. But one of the things that I thought would be helpful to everybody is to hear a little bit more about some of the things that we're undertaking to really take immersive learning to the next level. So Megan, maybe we can start with you. If you take a moment and just orient the audience a little bit about some of the great work that you're leading and some of the impact that you're already seeing on campus.
Sure. So immersive learning now touches almost everything that we do here on our campus in academics at WPU. First and foremost, the faculty are transforming how they teach and the curriculum and incorporating new and very exciting learning opportunities for students in their classes. Students are working with community partners, corporate partners. They're getting outside of the classroom into the real world with their learning, and they're conducting service in our community. For example, this past spring, a public relations class worked with a local Raleigh business that was just opening the Alamo Draft House to work with their director of public relations to come up with a grand opening plan. They came up with the idea, executed the event, marketed in the community. They were on the radio, on TV, and they overall threw a really amazing event for the company. And this class ended up winning an award recently. They won the 2018 Sir Walter Raleigh Award for student work from the Raleigh Public Relations Society. So we're really thrilled with the type of partnerships and creative thinking that our faculty are doing in the classroom. Importantly, one of the other things that we're doing here at Peace is we're reorganizing to be successful with immersive learning. So we're really excited that we're opening the Center for Immersive Learning called APEX, which will be located in the library to support all of our initiatives and develop new programs. We've hired the first director of the center, Dr. Chris Bourne, who's going to be spearheading these initiatives and supporting the faculty. And one of the ways we're doing that right out of the gate is we're looking for new ways to create study away opportunities for Pacers. This spring, Dr. Carolyn Nye will be taking a class to New York City to learn about immigrants and the business experience in America. So we're coming up with really new, exciting ways for our students to get engaged with the world and learn in a really deep, intellectual way.
That's terrific. And Dakota, you've had a chance to get your hands dirty, literally and figuratively, as a student here. Talk a little about some of the experiences that you've had in the community and how those immersive experiences have impacted your learning so far.
So I've been at Peace for a little over a year now, and I've already had a countless amount of immersive learning experiences. But there's really two specifically that come to mind. The first one for my ESS 100 class back in my fall of my freshman year. We were required to interview someone in our desired field, and I'm from Winston-Salem. I've always known that I want to be a physical therapist when I grow up, but I was new to Raleigh. This assignment was given in like the first 2 months of the class, and I haven't lived here, so I really didn't know where to start. I knew where I wanted to go with it, but just needed a little help from Dr. Lang. And so I came up to her after class one day and asked her. I said, Dr. Lang, I know what I want to do. I just, I'm not from here. I could really use some help, getting in contact with some physical therapists in the area. And so she said, of course, I'll help you. Come during my lunch break and we'll call some people. So she got me in touch with Be Young Physical Therapy and Carrie. And I got to interview one of their therapists on staff. And she sat down with me, gave me like 15, 30 minutes of her time. And I got to discuss like what goes on a day-to-day basis. She gave me some advice, and that was really cool to see because in college you're kind of like setting yourself up for the rest of your life, and you know what you want to do, but maybe you're not exactly sure, and that's okay. But this really this experience really reassured what I want to do, because I knew I wanted to be a physical therapist, but this gave me a greater confidence in what I wanted to do in my life. So that was the first experience. And another one, so I'm a baseball player here at Peace, and Dr. Lang's sport management class was going to tour the Durham Bulls facility, which is a AAA Major League Baseball affiliate of the Tampa Bay Rays. And she invited me to tag along, and I wasn't in the class, but I was like, yeah, I want to go see that. So, they showed us around the facilities. We got to go in their locker room. We got to sit in the dugout, and at the end of the day, we went up to one of their conference rooms and had a little bit of time for Q&A. And the head of marketing, head of social media, director of baseball operations were all there, and so we had time for Q&A. And afterwards, I went up and thanked them all for their time, and ended up chit-chatting with the director of baseball operations. Turns out we were from the same hometown, which is Winston-Salem, and that kind of got the ball rolling. And after we were done talking about anything and everything, he offered me a interview for an internship over the summer for the Durham Bulls, which that's my thing. I love baseball. So that was kind of the coolest thing. I didn't go there with plans of seeking internship opportunities. I went there to see a baseball field and the facilities that were there, and I ended up leaving with an opportunity of a lifetime, which was an interview for a professional baseball team. So, yeah,
it's terrific. Yeah. Every one of those experiences works out just like that, I'm sure. So Megan, one of the things that we talked about when we were launching immersive learning was the importance of it, not only just how it enhances student learning, but also creating a distinctive experience for students so that when they graduated from here that, yes, we want them to be great learners and great citizens, but we also want them to be marketable and be able to be in position to get a great job or get into great graduate schools. How does immersive learning position our students to do that?
It positions them in so many wonderful ways. We say that immersive learning intentionally bridges the gap between academics and the vibrant Raleigh community that exists around us. Businesses, governments, nonprofits. And this gives students the best all-around experience to be prepared for their future, in their careers, and just lives as engaged citizens in the world. What's distinct about this approach for WPU students is they're exposed to this from the first day they're on campus, and it's across the entire curriculum, from biology to business, from philosophy to simulation and game design. Students are engaging with contemporary problems, and they're thinking critically and creatively to solve them. They're working in groups, they're debating ideas, they're digging in deeply intellectually, they're collaborating with partners in our area, they're out in the community. Between our liberal education core curriculum, the students' major, and then the immersive learning opportunities that are woven throughout, they really get this unparalleled, extraordinary opportunity to be great contributors and be prepared for that first job and to serve our Raleigh community really well.
That's terrific. And one of the things that I've learned as I've been having the chance to interact with a lot of Raleigh leaders is that we know that the vast majority of jobs that our graduates are going to be going into over the next 10 years don't currently exist. And so one of the great byproducts of the work that Megan and our faculty are doing is that they're equipping students to be ready for whatever comes because they've learned how to learn. They've learned how to work in groups, they've learned how to communicate, they've learned how to do analysis, and so those experiences are equipping them no matter what types of fields emerge. They're going to be ready and agile learners and be able to really move into that workforce in a tremendous way. This may be a question, Dakota, back to you for a little bit. Are there any things that you've experienced already? Now, you've already done a great job of buttoning up. You've already got an internship. That's pretty good for an early start. But how do you see some of the experiences you're having translating to life after peace?
In these experiences, there might be some things that we're like uncomfortable with, and certainly getting out in my community and interviewing someone in my field was a little bit intimidating, but at the end of the day, I was really happy with what came about from it. And we might be given these things that we're uncomfortable with, but really it's shaping us for what we're going to be doing in our future, because we're going to be competing for jobs. We're going to be against some of the best, and it's really these immersive learning experiences are really helping us become a more well-rounded student as a whole, and that's probably one of my things that I would say is going to translate best in the future.
That's terrific. Great. Megan, we probably have some folks here tonight that are thinking, I love what they're doing. How can we be a part of what's happening at Peace? Do you have some ideas or suggestions about how some folks could, especially some of our community leaders, be engaged?
Absolutely. There are so many ways you could engage with our campus around immersive learning, and we want to hear from you. So first of all, you could host a wonderful intern, someone like Dakota. We have 900 of them on our campus who are ready to intern with you. Or you could hire them as a new graduate, and you know that they'll be prepared to engage productively in your workplace through how they've been trained here at Peace. But you could come and you could just be a guest speaker in our class and connect with a faculty member whose area of expertise is in your field. You could, if you have a project or a problem at your company that you want a class to work on, you could get in touch with us and have a class tackle a project for you. One of our marketing classes last year redid a marketing plan for Ace Hardware and Seaboard Station across from us. So there are lots of ways that our students can be working with you to solve problems for you that you're facing. The perspective of Gen Z is very valuable for business, so we've got great students here who are ready to talk with you. You could connect somebody that you know to William Peace University, whose company maybe has a problem that our students can solve, or who might be able to host a really great site visit for a class. And you could also give financially to make immersive experiences affordable for our students and for us to be able to provide these wonderful opportunities for our faculty and students.
That's terrific. Can we give a big round of applause for both Dr. McKay and Dakota? All right, so we're gonna move to innovative partnerships, our second theme in our strategic plan. And at this time, I'd like to invite Ellie Barker, Maria Ewing, and Jane Walbondron up to the stage. Ellie serves as our Director of Alumni Relations here at Peace. She works to engage and strengthen relationships with our alumni and also create a culture of annual financial support here at the university. She brings almost a decade of experience in higher ed and most recently served as a Director of Alumni Relations for 4 years at Washington Adventist University. And she is a dog mom of a 2-year-old lab pit mix named April, an avid NFL football fan, and a lover of all things Wonder Woman. I did not know that about you, Ellie. Next, I would like to welcome Maria Ewing, who has more than 25 years of advertising, sales, marketing, and promotion experience. She currently serves as the Director of Advertising and Promotion for the North Carolina Symphony and has done so since 2008. She manages the organization's advertising efforts through key media outlets and constituents throughout the state of North Carolina. She is a leader in relationship building and producing high-quality events and special promotions. And I'm very proud to say that Maria graduated in 2012 with a Bachelor's of Arts degree in Liberal Studies with a minor in English from William Peace University School of Professional Studies. And lastly, welcome Jane Walbondron to class of 1971 from Roanoke, Virginia. Thank you for coming all the way down this evening. She graduated from Peace and went on to earn her BA in history from Lynchburg College. She worked both in banking and in education. She raised 2 sons and now loves being a grandma. And during her time here at Peace, Jane especially enjoys all of the Peanut Week and traditions of such. I also know that she's made a tremendous impact in the lives of our current students, and she serves as a mentor of some of our current students today. Both Maria and Jane are former alumni board members here at the university. So as I mentioned earlier, innovative partnerships is really focused on 2 key things. First and foremost, how do we create great relationships and partnerships with organizations here in Raleigh and the Triangle? And then secondly, how do we create partnerships with our alumni and get them engaged in the life of the university and help move and shape the future of the institution? Ellie, you have been leading the charge in trying to bring this strategic initiative to life. Talk to us a little bit about the new Alumni Relations Program that you're launching.
Thank you, Dr. Ralph. I would be happy to. Having an engaged and a vibrant alumni body is essential to every university, and that's definitely the case at Peace as well. And so we have really worked to create engaged alumni. When they're engaged, they're ambassadors, they're great recruiters, they're taking their experience from campus wherever they go with them. And over the last 2 years, I've had the opportunity to work with our alumni leadership, including these lovely alums with me here. And we have been asking and answering the question, what do engaged alums do? We identified hundreds of answers to that question that fell into 5 categories, and those categories are attend, connect, give, volunteer, and mentor. And those categories became the basis of our alumni engagement plan. And I brought a visual aid.
Outstanding.
So the 5 categories come together to create a picture of a perfectly engaged alumni community. And so after we have identified these key categories, our goal is really to create opportunities in these categories for our alums to get involved. And we know that not every alum is going to be able to participate in all 5 categories every year, but we want you to. So we have created our Alumni Star program. You might see a connection to the visual aid, to recognize our most involved and engaged alums and also to encourage others to get involved at that level. And we launched this program in April of this year, and we identified these things and we were like, well, we're going to try and create some stars, but we found out that we actually had some already, and Jane and Maria were 2 of those stars that we already had.
All right, very good. So Jane, let's start with you. You obviously have been a very engaged alum. Talk to us a little bit about what you see as the benefits of this program from your perspective as an alumna.
As an alum, I've started giving as a young alum from the example of my parents who gave back to their institutions. And I looked towards my mother and saw some things that she did, and they're all on that star. And you give, you connect by hosting an event or come back on campus. And it was very easy for me to to do all those, and especially being a member of the alumni board. I love being back on campus, and the more I came back on campus, the more I realized things really hadn't changed that much. The students here are very much the same as they were in the late 60s, early 70s, and I feel very fortunate to have met them and as well as some other alums. So it was an easy thing for me to do with that initiative.
That's great. Maria, let's turn to you for a minute. So obviously you've been engaged in some ways. Are there any highlights that you'd like to share about how you've been engaged or some special moments so far?
Sure. I feel like that I was pulled into engagement from the moment I walked across the stage and been busy ever since, and I really appreciate the opportunity. Of course, one of the highlights was being on the committee to select you as the president of the university. That was amazing. It was an amazing process, and we're glad that you're here. But also, to be able to be engaged in things that are that I have passion about. I work in the arts. I love the arts. So when I give to the musical theater program. And part of what I do at my office, I'm working at the Symphony, I work with interns a lot. So I've had the opportunity a couple of years to be on the Career Connections panel. So, just talking to young students about the opportunities in marketing and the arts and PR has really been very fulfilling to me. Recently, I was just on the panel. Another thing that I participated in was the mock interviews with the Career Center. I really enjoy working with the students and seeing how they are being prepared here at the university to go out into the business world and fulfill their dreams.
That's great. That's great. Jane, let me go back to you. Obviously, as Ellie pointed out, there are 5 different pieces that we're looking for from an engaged alum. Is there one of those that's really resonated with you that you've really enjoyed being connected to the university?
I think it's the connection to the university, whether it's through prospective students. When I was here last year, the weekend that a lot of the students that I'm not sure the name of the weekend it was, but it was lovely because we got in line getting a hot dog together, and I was able to explain what I did and my experience, and they thought it was pretty cool. I mean, which really surprised me. I was old enough to be their grandmother. But the most important part of being connected has been being a mentor and getting to know some of the students, and I'm getting ready to go out to dinner with one of them tonight, and we're going to have cupcakes together. So, and just having a friend back on campus and having that connection, and to know that she feels the same way I do when I walk across this campus, and whether it's 40 years ago or 4 years ago.
That's great. Excellent. Ellie, we obviously have a lot of alums who are in the audience and also watching online. If they want to get more engaged, what are some of the steps that they need to take to make sure that they can do that successfully?
Well, the very first thing I would say is that we just launched a new online alumni community called Peace Alumni Connect, and to encourage everybody to join that community. You can do so at the website, which is alumniconnect.peace.edu. Again, alumniconnect.peace.edu. It's a really great tool for our alums. There's an online alumni directory, so you can find your friends, but the site also contains all of the instructions on how to get involved. Second, if you're here tonight, please introduce yourself to me as well as our Office of Advancement staff or our alumni leadership that's here. We want to get to know you. We want to find out which areas of the STAR you'd like to start with. If you're not here tonight, if you're watching online, please first leave your name in the comments and we'll give you virtual attend credit towards becoming a STAR. But also give us an email. You can reach us at alumni@peace.edu. Give us a call, 919-508-2586. Tell us how you want to get involved. And then lastly, what I would say is that we really want you to know that we view alumni engagement as a relationship. We know that tonight hopefully will not be your only time to engage with us. We want you to continue that process. So share this video with your friends, your classmates. Come back to campus for Alumni Weekend, April 12 and 13. We encourage you to come volunteer with us for Martin Luther King Day and maybe make a gift to Peace this holiday season. And honestly, if you do all that, you'd become a star this year. But if nothing else, I hope you take away from tonight that alumni engagement is needed on our campus, it's wanted on our campus, and it's a great way for you to give back to a place that's given to you.
That's great. Jean or Marie, either one of you could answer this or both. One thing would you have to say to your fellow alums in regard to just the rewards that you get from being engaged and your encouragement for them to be engaged?
Definitely become engaged, again, from the time you graduate. Don't go away, don't get lost, come back and remain a part of the family, because this is a unique opportunity, this campus. It's very close, and people are just very blessed to be here, and I believe that big things are going to be happening soon, and you want to be a part of it. So definitely be engaged and stay connected.
Well, I want to quote my friend Peyton.
Oh.
She and I have talked a lot about what it is to be an alum and how to get involved, and she's been involved on the campus for 4 years. And she said one time to me, "Don't wait, make it happen if you want to be involved." So all the alums, please, don't wait, make it happen, come back on campus and be involved.
Awesome. No better way to end the session. Thank you, ladies, very, very much. All right, we're next going to move to discussing strategic growth, our third pillar. And at this time, I'd like to invite Kevin Daniels and Ann Evans to the stage. Kevin Daniels serves as our athletics director here and oversees a robust and growing athletics department with 18 teams spread out across 12 sports. Within athletics, there are 15 full-time coaches and staff and over 30 part-time and volunteer staff members serving 270 student athletes here at Peace. In his 9 years, Kevin has served in dual roles, both as an administrator and as the head coach of our women's volleyball program. However, he recently stepped away from the sidelines, and the volley program set numerous records under his leadership, both individual and team records. And to my understanding, your program developed the highest GPA of any team sport in Peace history at a 3.77, which is a pretty remarkable GPA for an entire team. Ann, welcome. Ann is a first-year women's lacrosse player here from Hilton Head, South Carolina. She was recruited heavily by Coach De Silva as a midfielder, but also believes she may be playing attack this year a bit. She plans to major in communications and is also very interested in photography. This past fall, she assisted the Pacer Athletic Communications area by volunteering her time and resources as a photographer. So, Ann, it's great to have you here. Kevin, let's start with you. As part of our strategic plan and strategic growth, we have added 6 new sport programs just over the last 2 years: men's and women's lacrosse, men's and women's swimming, and men's and women's track and field. What are some of the immediate benefits that you're seeing to the university through this effort?
First and foremost, I think it's added enrollment. As our coaches know, we are enrollment driven, and so adding those sports, track and field in particular, that's the most participated sports in North Carolina, and so we get the opportunity to recruit more student athletes to the campus, and then it helps us in that realm build our brand, talking to student athletes that we hadn't previously spoken to, and getting our name out there. And so I think that's the biggest thing to grow enrollment.
That's great. Ann, I'd love to hear you walk us through a little bit just how you started looking at Peace and what ultimately caused you to choose Peace and what role lacrosse maybe played in that process.
Well, I'm from South Carolina, but I knew that I didn't want to go to school there. And so when I began looking at colleges, I started touring schools in North Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. And when I was touring those schools, I began weighing things that they offered, such as like their academics, their size of the school, the location, and whether or not I liked their lacrosse team. And so when I was touring those schools, I decided that I wanted a smaller school like Division II, Division III lacrosse. And that's when Coach DeSalvia reached out to me, and she was talking to me about William Peace, and my parents and I decided to come tour the school And I immediately fell in love with the campus, the environment of the school, and the city of Raleigh. And I loved what the athletics program had to offer for the student athletes, and that's when I decided to come here.
That is great. I want to follow up. It took a lot of courage to be part of a first class of a sport program. You were part of the founding kind of ladies of the program. Talk a little bit about what excites you about that and why you ultimately decided to be a part of that.
Well, I think it's awesome because we get to set a culture for the program. And one of the things that Coach Salvia talked to me about was like we get to set records, we set the culture and all of that things. And so I just think it's awesome because we're really setting the pace for all of the future recruiting classes that are coming here to play lacrosse.
That's great. So you're not competitive at all then?
No, not at all.
Kevin, so unlike a lot of the other two major divisions in the NCAA, Division III really puts a laser focus on the student athlete, in particular student first, then student athlete. What can you tell us about how our Pacers are engaged academically and in the community, and how the Division III model kind of plays out here at Peace?
So we take a very hard look at the student portion first, and all of our coaches are pushed to get their students involved in academics, going through study hall, and they're athletes. They're going to be competitive. They're going to compete in the classroom. They want to be successful, and so it is a academics first approach. You mentioned community service. Hurricane Flo just came through, and they're members of the soccer teams that are here right now, the men's and women's soccer team. They took a trip out to Eastern North Carolina, and they did some They did a hurricane relief project. They worked on cleaning up one of the cities out on the Eastern Shore, and from that they actually did a soccer clinic and a soccer camp for I think it was for town of Beulahville, and so they got the opportunity to go out there and spread some love, spread some soccer, and that's the best way I can define it. And so, but they're athletes. They want to compete in all things, and they want to excel in all things. And so academically, our student athletes on average have higher GPAs than the rest of the student body, and that comes from that athlete mentality. That comes from that compete mentality. So. That's
great. And I know you're early in your Peace experience and your spring sport, so I'm sure you're itching to get on the field. But talk to us a little bit about what some of your highlights so far of your Pacer experience, both as a student and also getting started as a student athlete.
Well, one of the things I love most about the university is the opportunities that it gives you to become involved on campus. And so I know firsthandly that as a student athlete and as a member of the honors program that I've found it really easy to be involved here. Since I've been here, I've been a part of the SAC Club, FCA, and I've even helped start the chapter of DECA here. And so I think it's just really awesome how the university makes it so easy for students to become involved here.
That's great. And when's your first practice?
January 13th.
Nice.
No, 14th.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Kevin, what impact have you seen on campus in general just with the addition of our new sports?
I think one of the big things Ann just hit on is our student athletes are leaders, and that's what we're getting in. Our SGA president, I think I saw him here somewhere. Matt, where are you at? That's an athlete as a student, as our SGA president, and so I think Bree Carey's somewhere in there as well. That's our SGA vice president and SAC president, and so we're starting to see a lot of that. There's leadership roles that our student athletes are taking on. And that's a growing part of what we're doing here, and that's the beauty of athletics.
Mm-hmm. Very good. One of the observations I would have also is that I've seen a lot of student athletes engaged in the life of the institution elsewhere. I don't know if either of you want to comment on that, whether it's taking up the back row at a production such as tonight, or getting out into the community. And I don't know if you've had any thoughts in regard to how you've been engaged. Yeah.
Well, I know that our team, we volunteered to help the volleyball team, and I think that was really cool because it not only immerses us in another sport, but it also gives us a chance to connect with the other athletes at the school, so I thought that was really cool.
I think this year, more than years past, I've seen more involvement and more interactions between non-student athletes and student athletes. I've mentioned this before. I've seen more theater students at our athletic events this year than I ever have, and that's been an amazing thing. Beauty and the Beast is showcasing tonight. One of our lacrosse players is taking part in that. I think he's got a major role in that as well. And so even events like this, I've been through a few State of the University addresses, and this is the most I've ever seen student athletes get involved. And so, for those of you out there, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And so, just that involvement has been great this year.
That's great. And so you kind of had a good idea that you didn't want to stay in South Carolina, but you obviously looked at a number of schools. What ultimately led you to choose Peace? And you talked a little bit about that, but maybe in particular, are there things that you'd want to share with prospective students who may be looking at Peace that you think really makes the experience here so unique and so special for you?
Well, one of the things I would really want to tell them is that Peace is a really unique school. Just the fact that you get the small school environment and also the feel of like the big city, and you get those opportunities with like internship opportunities. But one of the things that stood out to me the most is the fact that like your professors care about you and that they're so invested in you and your success. And I just think that's really awesome.
That's terrific. Can we give a big thanks to Kevin and Ann? Thank you. So I hope that you got a little bit of a deeper glimpse into the great work that's happening on this campus and some of the great work that we're able to do in our strategic plan and how it's impacting the lives of our student, our faculty, and our alums. We know that we have a very aspirational and bold plan in front of us. But what we do know is that when we are successful executing this plan, that our students are going to be learning at higher levels. They're going to be, we're going to be developing stronger, more innovative partnerships. We're going to have stronger enrollment and a higher residential population here, which will lead, of course, to some fun new projects, whether it's constructing new residence halls on campus as part of our master plan, and also attracting great students like some of the ones you've met tonight. What we know ultimately is that we want to be a strong and dynamic university, making a difference in the lives of our students, but also in the city of Raleigh and the region. I want to thank you all for attending tonight and being a part of where we're headed. I also want to thank those of you who've been watching online. It's been a pleasure to have you here. And I hope that you are excited and inspired by what is happening here at Peace. But just in case you are not, I have a little bit of a secret weapon. And so at this time, I would like to invite Rosie Manla up to the stage. I don't know where Rosie is. Oh, she's already here. Well, greetings, Belle. It is great to have you here this evening. So Rosie is a senior musical theater student here from Raleigh, and she is going to perform one of her numbers from our production that is opening tonight, Beauty and the Beast. The stage is all yours, Belle.
Thank you.
There's been a change in me, a kind of moving on. The what I used to be, I still No change of heart, a change in me. No change of heart, a change in me.
Thank you all for attending this evening. I encourage our alumni and special guests to join us for our reception in main building. Thank you all and have a great night. Thank you.